All right, well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. How's everybody doing? Good? Yes? How was home play? Pretty good, yes? The signing of your syllabus and all that, good? Remember, you needed to go there and read it, sign it, and so on and so forth. So warm-up number 2 is on the screen, so make sure you copy that. Get started, please. We're going to start slow, doing some review and see where everybody's at with that. And today we're going to actually do a smooth intro to some review in regards to expressions, and we'll get there in a little bit. But warm-up number 2 reads, number 1, simplify -5 plus 1 plus -3 plus 6 plus -2. And number 2 reads, simplify 6 plus -4 plus 3 plus 2 plus -3 plus 4. For part 3 of the warm-up, it says, reflect on this school year. Please answer the questions and elaborate as much as possible. Some questions, and I'll talk about this in a little bit. How do you want to be treated by your teachers? How do you want to be treated by your peers? And how do you treat others? Ooh, that's a good one. So, reflect on those. I'll give you guys some time, and I'll take attendance in the meantime. So if you're here, make sure you say here, raise your hand so I know where you're seated, and we'll go from there. Also, I know sports and extracurricular activities are getting started as well. If you notice at the bottom corner of my screen, it says recording. I'm recording my sessions throughout the day. At the end of the day, they're uploaded to my YouTube channel. So for those of you that need to leave early or that you missed part of the lesson, make sure you go to the YouTube channel and watch what you missed for the session. Okay? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, good. All right, as you were, copy and go. All right, good conversation. Number 1. Let's see, what'd you get for number 1, Mr. Q? Since it's the first one I bring about like this, I don't want to put anybody on the spot. So for number 1, you should have gotten -3. -3. Double check your work. We'll get there today. We're going to do some more practice with this. Number 2. Correct answer for number 2 is 8. Double check your work also as well. Once again, this is just a recap of what we've done in the past. And we'll get some more of that done in a little bit just to make sure we are on the same page. All right, so to get us started, I had some questions here just to make sure everybody understands the purpose of being on campus. Let me pause this really quick. Questions, how do you want to be treated by your teachers? That, to me, that is obvious, but I post it so that you think it through. How do you want to be treated by your peers? And the last one, not the least, how do you treat others? That's a good one right there. Now, reflecting on these, specifically the last one, is something I just want to make sure I bring to the table. Every year I repeat this, and every year I say it to everyone. I know there's some people that are, or maybe we are not as easy to get along with, and I get it. But make sure when you encounter some situations like that, step away, take a deep breath, count to 23 or something, and, you know, be nice. One of my mottos here on campus every year, I keep saying, be nice. Some students made me a sign sometime back. It's up there. Not that nice, but it is. It's a wooden one. It says, be nice or leave. That's like an oxymoron or something like that, right? But yeah, be nice, guys. I mean, it's going to carry through the campus. I know, like I said, throughout the year, there's going to be situations that you might fall in a certain part of your circle, and maybe some people get upset at somebody else, or they want to exclude you, or you exclude others. Just be nice. Think about how you would like to be treated. treat others like that. Simple as that. Doesn't matter whether you like them or not. That's something that we need to, as a class, not only here but outside of here, we need to really start thinking about how to get those social skills into place. Because somehow, I don't know, I bumped into people, especially at the store, I noticed some people are not nice. Let me give you an example. One time I went to Walmart. That's where you want to go and test your patience, right? So I had a cart with all my stuff, and there was a lot of line on the checkout ones. They didn't have the self checkouts back then, and there were like 4 people checking people out, but the lines were long. And then all of a sudden I see this one person opens up a new one, and you know how sometimes they call the next person like that? So they called me. I'm going over there to the last one, and all of a sudden here comes this little girl. I want to say she's like in 3rd grade or something, running, and she flies like there to beat me to the spot. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay. So I thought, all right, maybe she's in a hurry. And she's like, Mama. And then she goes like that, and her mom comes with 2 baskets. I'm like, oh. Or like you guys say, bruh. It's like, what? I didn't say anything. I didn't say like it was my turn. No. I mean, it is what it is. You just got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to put that stress on you. That's why I was like, count to 23, Michael Jordan. So, just a reminder, guys, be nice. If you see that the other person is not, you be the one that's nice. Okay? All right. So with that said, let's see. What do we write right after the warm-up underneath? Who remembers? The agenda. Copy the agenda, please. So what are we doing today? We did warm-up number 2. We're going to start with our first session called Number Sets and Expressions. From there, we're going to leave some practice for tonight, which is 8 problems for simplifying expressions. And we will be done with our session. And a reminder, once again, at the end of the day, I'm going to try and upload the video lesson onto the YouTube channel. And by the way, I already reached 1,000 subs. Let's go! And yeah, the lesson will be up there. Okay? Oh my goodness. All right. So, we got it? Yes? All right. So before I move on, though, let me go take a step back to the warm-up, because some of you needed to do a quick review for that. How do we get the answers for these? So there's a couple of things that I usually share with my students that makes it a lot easier and a lot faster to do these computations. The first one's called the 0 pairs. You guys heard of that? 0 pairs? Which means that 7 plus -7 equals to 0, or any number and its opposite is equal to 0, such as -23 plus 23 is equal to 0. The second property that I ask them to remember is called the additive inverse property, which is this. And basically what that does, we can use this property to do addition and subtraction of integers, such as this. If I was to continue giving you numbers like this, you get the pattern in here, yes? But then all of a sudden if I do -23 plus 25, well, over here, these canceled these. Is that correct? All right, so let's start with the negative. 23 negatives are going to cancel how many positives? 23, so that means it's going to cancel 23 from here. That's going to leave us with 2. Same idea if I continue with 13 plus negative, give me a number, 17, all right. So I'm going to take the smallest number of the two, which is 13. 13 of these cancel how many of these? 13. So, but we still have more to go on the negatives, yes? So this would be negative 4. All right, so that's the first thing you think about when you're doing these. The second thing to think about is scanning it for 0 pairs. So look at number 2. Do you see a 0 pair? Yes, Mr. Q. Negative 4 and 4. What else? 3 and 3. And we're left with 8. That's a way of approaching it. On these that don't have 0 pairs, then you combine all like terms. I'm going to start with the negatives. Negative 5, negative 3, and negative 2, that's negative 10. And then I have 1 plus 6, that's positive 7. Okay, so, Mr. Q, I see that 7 of these are going to cancel how many of these negatives? 7, so that leaves us with 3 negatives, yes. So those are just approaches, different approaches, okay? Quick review, yes? All right. So, with that said, we got the agenda. Last night's home plate, get that in front of you, and I want you to share with your neighbors just the quotient of A, B, C, D, and E. Quotient of A, B, C, D, and E. Quotient. All right, here we go. Quotient of A. Quotient of A. Now, by quotient, we mean what operation? Division. Okay, now that we got that done. So, A, what'd you give, Mr. Q? Okay, 17 divided by negative 2. Since they're opposite signs, the answer is going to be a negative. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. Piece of cake, yes? All right. Go to C. What'd you get for C? Let me pass it to someone. How about Martin? What'd you get for C? Close. They're both the same sign, so the answer is going to be a what? A positive, okay. Now, we have 5 divided by 12, not 12 divided by 5. So, does 12 fit into 5? No. Add a 0. 12 fit into 50? Yes. 48. Bring down another 0. 12 fits into 20 how many times? 1. So I'll stop right there. This is positive 0.41. And if you got something like that, all right. Let's go to part B. Part B. All right. Double check with your neighbors, see what they got for the quotient. I'm going to pass it now to the other side of the room. Let's see. Part B, Dominic, what you get? Negative 2.5. Let's see if he's got it right. They're opposites. Yes, it's a negative. 23, Michael Jordan, divided by 9. That's 18. Subtract. That leaves us with 5. Bring down the 0. 9 times what gives us 50 or something close? That's 5. 45, and then it repeats. So this is negative 2.5 repeating. Anybody got something like that? All right, I think we got it. All right. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go over the other two. You now get the process. And once again, reminder, yes. And also last night, you should have been able to read your syllabus and get it signed. Once again, if you didn't get this or you lost this, make sure you get one before you leave. All right. So copy the home plate for tonight. It's only one problem. See what I did there? One. Damn. Pretty good, right? It's actually 8 of them. 8 of them. So copy those, please. I'll give you some time. Once again, reminder, if we are going through the session and you are falling behind for whatever reason, go to the YouTube channel. The other way also to keep up with the notes, look up to the screen. I'm usually going to give you a code, so write that down, 4TZXN. That's a Nearpod code that's going to have all the slides that are going to be part of the lesson. So if you don't want to go to the YouTube channel, go there. You're going to see everything that we cover in there, okay? All right, so before we actually get started with our lesson, I do want to revisit the 0 pairs because I want to make sure that you are going to do the home plate, get plenty of practice with that. But if you notice, they're a little bit more robust. I try to include a lot of terms in it just to make sure we get plenty of practice. This is the bread and butter of algebra and algebra 2, so make sure you know how to do this. So with that said, if you want to turn the paper over or start a new paper, and we're going to start with writing at the top. I want you to write the words 0 pairs. This is not the lesson. This is just review for what I want you to practice tonight, okay? All right. And once again, if you do need paper, there's graph paper over here and blank sheets of paper right there, so you'll help yourself. And 0 pairs, we always start with opposite numbers, so I'm going to use -7 plus 7, and that equals to 0. So me, instead of writing equal, I'm always going to be using an arrow, and I'll explain that once we get to the next section, okay? So out of this is what we're going to base our practice on, okay? So let's write this down. Example Q. Ready? All right, here we go. 100 plus what becomes 0? Last warning on the earpods, please. Goes away. All right. So tell your neighbor what makes that a 0 pair, everyone. Yeah, -100. Yes, that is correct. Do another one. Example super Q. Let's do -10,000 plus what gives us 0? Everyone? Positive 10,000. That is correct. Okay. And so on and so forth. Example mega Q. 120 plus -130. They're not 0 pairs, but can you use that idea of 0 pairs? How do we use that, Mr. Q? Go with the lowest number. The lowest number right now, without looking at the signs, is what? 120. Can 120 positives cancel 120 negatives? Yeah, to make it a 0 pair, is that correct? And that leaves us with what? -10. Let's do another one. Example Shazam Q. Let's do negative 50 plus 58. All right. So by looking at these two, the smallest one is this one so far, but it's 50 negatives. Do 50 negatives cancel 50 positives? Yes, and we're still having some left over, so that is positive 8. Do another one. Example, Michael Jordan Q. Let's do 1,300 plus negative 1,500. All right, tell your neighbor what you got for that one. Answer, negative 200. Answer, you got that? All right, once again, you look at the two numbers, start with the smallest one. Is it opposite to that one? Yes. Can you cancel 13 of those, or 1,300? Yes. So that leaves us with 200. Okay, we get the idea, yes? All right, start building it up a little bit bigger. Here we go. Example 1. 5 plus negative 7 plus 4. Okay, now I'm going to do it two different ways. I'm going to starting with two numbers only. Looking at these two, are they opposite signs? Yes. This is the smallest one. Can 5 of these cancel 5 of those? Yes, and that leaves us with negative 2. Bring down the plus 4. Okay, again, opposite numbers. Smallest number is negative 2. Can it cancel 2 of those? Yes, and that leaves us with positive 2. The other way is by scanning it and see if there's any zero pairs. Are there any zero pairs? No. So let me combine like terms. So I'm going to start with positive 5. Is there another positive number? Yes, that is 9. I bring over the negative 7. Now that we have the pair, are they opposites? Yes. Smallest number is this one. Can 7 of these cancel 7 of those? Yes, and that leaves us with 2. All right. Good review, yes? All right, let's do another one. Example 2. Negative 3 plus 8 plus negative 5. All right, once again, you can go two numbers at a time. Are these opposite numbers? Yes. Smallest one is this one. 3 of these are going to cancel 3 of those. That leaves us with what? 5. Bring down the negative 5. So what is 5 minus 5? 0. The other way of doing it, combining like terms. Here we go. What is negative 3 and negative 5? That's negative 8. Bring this one over. 8 minus 8 is still 0. Okay? All right? Throughout the lessons, I'm going to ask for to see where we're at using 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest or the best. How comfortable do you feel with this? 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest? Yeah, 5, 4, 5, 5. Yeah, we got this. Yeah. So I think we can jump now to a bigger one, yes? Example, Star Wars Q. Here you go. 2 plus negative 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus negative 2 plus 5 plus negative 3 . All right, let's do this one together. I want you to scan it first and see if there's any zero pairs so you can get rid of any zero pairs. All right, so somebody said 2 and negative 2. What else? Negative 5 and positive 5. What else? 3 and negative 3. Answer 1. Go. You got this. Example, let's do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cube. All right, here we go. Negative 3 plus 7 plus negative 1 plus 4 plus 8 plus negative 7. See what you get for that one by yourself. All right, check with the neighbors, see where they're at. Help them out, please. All right. So, answer. Let's see. Answer is 8. Hands, have you got that? All right, and once again, scan through it to see if there's any zero pairs, 7 and negative 7. The not so obvious one is negative 3 and negative 1, that's negative 4. And a positive 4, that's another zero pair, and that leaves us with 8. Okay? Or you can go the long way, combine all the negatives together, and then all the positives, and then do the zero pair at the end. That also works. All right. Do a couple more. Example 2. 4x plus 5 plus 3x plus 7. All right, let's do this one together. I'm going to start off with x, box it. Is there another x? Yes, so 4x's plus 3x's, that's a total of 7x. Next, constants, positive 5 and positive 7, that gives us 12, and we're done. We cannot combine variables with numbers, and we'll stop right there. Let's do another one. Example 2q. Let's do 8 plus 2y plus 3 plus 4y. Stop right there. All right, show your neighbor what you got. Answer. 4y and 2y, that's 6y. Our constants are 8 plus 3, that's 11. So that's 6y plus 11. Try to keep the variables first. Numbers at the end, that keeps it in standard form. Let's do another one. Let's crank it up a bit. Example 3. 4x plus 5 plus negative 2x plus negative 7. We'll start with the variables. Here we go. 4x positive negative 2x. 2 of these are going to cancel how many of these? 2, so that leaves us with 2x. Next, constants, 5 and negative 7. They're opposites. That means the smallest one is this one. 5 of these are going to cancel 5 of those, and that leaves us with negative 2. All right. Another one, example 3Q. Let's do 7y plus negative 4 plus negative 10y plus 5. Check with the neighbors, see where they're at, help them out, finish out. All right. So, let's see what we got. Variables, 7y and negative 10y, they're opposites. That means 7 of these are going to cancel 7 of those, and that leaves us with negative 3y. So far so good, yes? Constants, negative 4 and positive 5, opposites. The smallest one is this one. 4 negatives are going to cancel 4 of these, and that leaves us with 1. Hands if you got that. All right, from 1 to 5, I'll come to party with us. Yeah, 5, 4, 5, 4, okay. All right, one last one so we can move on to our introduction of the lesson today, example 4. I'm going to write smaller because it's a little bit more robust, yeah? Here we go. 1 plus negative 2x plus 3y plus negative 4 plus 2x plus negative 5y plus 4. All right, see how you do with that one. Take it one part at a time. Use some time. Go. All right, here it goes. For the sake of time, I'm just going to start with the constants really quick. So, my constant, positive 1. Oh, by the way, let me scan it for 0 pairs. Any 0 pairs? Yeah, negative 4 and 4. Anything else? Negative 2x and 2x. That is correct. So that leaves us with 1 positive constant, and that leaves us with 3y and negative 5y. That means the smallest one is this one. 3 of these are going to cancel how many? 3 of those. Leaves us with negative 2y. However, in standard form, how do we write this? Negative 2y plus 1. Hands if you got something like that? Yes? All right, we're getting there, yeah. So now, let me make sure that we got this. Does that look familiar here? Yeah? All right, so that's exactly what you're going to do today. I just want to get you guys to get started. We're not done. We're done with this part that I want you to practice. But I want to do a quick intro to the lesson so you guys can see the format, okay? So here we go. How am I going to want the lesson? So the lesson, oh, reminder, make sure you get your materials as soon as you can. We'll get the textbooks out as soon as schedules are settled down, because I think all this week they're going to be still, stuff going on. So on your blank sheet of paper, so if you want to turn the paper or start a new one, that's fine. If you need more, there's over here. This is how I want it set up. We're going to set up a paper using Cornell Notes. Here you go. So here's your blank sheet of paper. What you do is either you fold or draw a line down about right there, like so. And then from the bottom up, count about 4 lines or so. Or I usually do 2 or 3 fingers. Yeah? Oh. There it is. Oh yeah, I got this. And in this little box at the bottom left, you're going to write objective, or OBJ, objective. So whenever we start with a lesson, I'm always going to give you an objective that we're going to accomplish for the day. It goes right there. Okay? Usually when we start a lesson, I give you a prayer model so that you understand the big idea of what we're going to do. And that prayer model, I usually draw it right here. Don't draw it yet, but it looks like that one over there on the whiteboard. You guys see that prayer model? That's what a prayer model looks like. So what does it look like, Mr. Q? A rectangle right here. And then line up, line down, to the side, and that becomes our prayer model. In there, I'm going to give you definitions, examples, non-examples, and here critical attributes. And we'll get to those. I'm just showing you the layout of the Cornell Notes. And that's exactly how, when I ask you, get a Cornell Note ready, that's what you're going to do. Okay? All right. So, with that said, our objective for today, where will that go? Tell your neighbor, please. Where would you write that? At the bottom left, so write that down, please. I can simplify algebraic expressions. I can simplify algebraic expressions. I can simplify algebraic expressions. Go at the bottom left of your Cornell Notes that you just set up. Now, why is the objective color-coded? Because I'm going to ask 2 questions to make sure you share with your neighbor. What is the concept for today? And what are we doing with it? So tell your neighbor, what is the concept for today, and what are we doing with that? Concept of today. Concept being the main idea. What's the main idea, everyone? Algebraic expressions. That is correct. And what are we doing with those? We are simplifying. Now, just to be clear, guys, expressions cannot be solved. Okay? And earlier, all the practice that we did, if you notice, I used an arrow instead of using an equal sign. We still have some minutes left. We use an arrow instead of an equal sign. Why? Because they are expressions. So something to get clear, look up to the screen. Expressions cannot be solved. We cannot solve expressions. Expressions cannot be solved. We cannot solve expressions. We cannot solve expressions. So what can we do, Mr. Q? 3 things: translate, evaluate, and simplify. So let's see. If I say a number plus 23, can I translate that into symbols? Yes. What can I write instead of a number? A letter or a variable. Plus what? 23. Can I evaluate? Yes. Once I give you the value of the missing number, such as Q, the value of Q is 100. So what would this be? 100 plus 23, which is what? That is what we call simplifying. Okay? All right, I'm going to stop right there, guys. Tonight, work on those 8 problems that we did practice here in class, and we'll continue the session tomorrow. Okay? Have a good one, guys. Enjoy your lunch. Enjoy your home place. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. No, you keep that. Bye. Have a good one.